the playing of my old Kentucky home.
Ladies and gentlemen, the management, staff and horsemen of Churchill Downs proudly present the 139th running of the Kentucky Derby, presented by Yum Brands. Please rise as the University of Louisville Marching Band plays My Old Kentucky Home.
'16 is Orb, only the 7th Derby starter for Hall of Famer Shug McGahee, who has never won. The last 5 generations of Orb's female bloodlines from horses owned by first cousins, Janny and Phipps. Orb, by the way, got his name because he's a son of Malibu Moon. Joel Rosario has been a hot jockey, and he rides Orb in the Kentucky Derby today. And for the call of the Derby, let's go to Larry Colmus.
Thank you very much, Tom Hammond, and there's just one more to go in, and that is Vijack with Garrett Gomez about to take up position in the outside stall. 19 3-year-olds at 1.25 miles, and Vijack is in, and they're all in line. We are ready for the start. They're off in the Kentucky Derby. Java's War was off to a slow beginning. A good start for Verrazano and Falling Sky. Falling Sky is the early leader, and now it's My Lucky Day, and coming through on the inside is Golden Sense, and Palace Malice is right up there too in the early mix as well. Then it's Oxbow to the inside. Vijack is on the far outside. In behind them comes Longshot Giant Finish, Frack Daddy Extreme outside. Then Will Take Charge. Normandy Invasion rides the rail as they begin that wild scurry into that first turn. And then it's a link farther back to overanalyze. Lines of Battle is right there to the outside of horses Golden Soul. And then comes Orb, who is third last as they make their way to the backstretch, ahead of My Lud and Rosie Napravnik. Revolutionary and Calvin Burrell are on the rail, and slow starting Java's War. A 45 1/2 mile, an extremely fast pace set by Palace Malice and Mike Smith, who lead the way up the backstretch. And an unexpected early leader here is Palace Malice. Verrazano is 3 lengths behind, running in second. Vijack, Oxbow, and Gary Stevens are on the rail. And Kevin Krieger has Golden Sense off the pace today. He's 5th as they move for the far turn. Then Normandy Invasion, followed by It's My Lucky Day. Down toward the inside is Charming Kitten. After that comes Giant Finish. Nothing yet from Orbi, still about 15th, but it begins to move up on the far outside. Palace Malice is the leader. He's set a torrid pace so far, and the pack is catching up quickly. Through on the inside is Oxbow, and Normandy Invasion is storming home, and they're into the stretch, and Normandy Invasion has taken the lead on the outside. Orb Orb is coming with giant strides in the center of the track. And here comes Orb on the outside, now to take the lead as they come down to the 16th pole. It is Orb in front from Normandy Invasion, My Loot, and Golden Soul between horses, down to the wire. Orb has won the Kentucky Derby for Shug McGahee. It was Golden Soul. Revolutionary came late on the inside, and then it was Normandy Invasion, and it was Orb today in the Derby. His final time was 2 minutes 2.89 seconds.
And for the Jannies and the Phippses, two of the scions of American racing, the bloodlines they've nurtured over all these years have paid off in the form of Orb, the first Kentucky Derby winner for all. Orb, long shot Golden Soul, Revolutionary, and Normandy Invasion.
And what a beautiful ride for the hottest young jockey in America, Joel Rosario. The game plan coming in had been for Orb to be mid-pack, maybe a little closer, but the pace was torrid. The first 6 furlongs, 1:09 and 4/5 seconds. So as a result, Rosario placed Orb way back in the pack, almost next to last at one point, and I think that's ultimately what won Orb the race, besides the fact that he was the best horse.
Oh, I totally agree. When the gates open, it's all about adjustment. And Orb back early at the top of the stretch circles the field, and Joel Rosario knew at this point that he had dead aim on the leader, Normandy Invasion. I'm sure he wasn't sure that he had anybody coming from behind him, but he knew he had the leaders. All he has to do is keep Orb, who's struggling here. He's tired. They're all tired at this point in the race. Keep him straight, keep him together. Joel Rosario is one of the strongest young riders since Lafitte Pinkai, and boy, does he keep him together entering the stretch. What a year for Joel Rosario. He won the $10 million Dubai World Cup. He wins the Kentucky Derby. He rode this horse in the first 5 races of his career. What a reunion.
And what disappointment also for Johnny Velasquez, who had a choice to ride Verrazano or Orb. He chose to ride Verrazano, and he watches from back in the pack Rosario win it.
Covered with dirt, Joel Rosario doesn't mind a bit, and he is alongside Donna. Orb is the champion of the 139th Kentucky Derby. Joel Rosario, Shug McGahee, Stuart Janney, Denny Phipps. Congratulations all around for the old school approach to thoroughbred racing. DespicableImp.com and go to see Despicable Me 2 in theaters July 3rd. Joel Rosario and Orb heading to the winner's circle after winning the Kentucky Derby. Shug McGahee helping to lead him in, and here come the garland of roses across the withers of the Kentucky Derby winner, Orb. All right, let's take a look at Orb and how the race began.
Well, as they break from the gate, Orb settles unusually further back than at least I thought he would, but the biggest reason that he is so far back early, he was 15th in his pack, is because these horses were on their way to the 4th fastest half, first half, and first 3 quarters in Derby history. So Joel Rosario, since the fast pace, put Orb back where he wasn't getting bumped around and where he could save some horse, as these front runners were surely to come back through the latter stages of the race. Again, he's not in any trouble, he's not losing much ground, and he's in a perfect spot relative to how fast they're going up front, which very few expected. As they turn for home, at least as they make the bend and turn for home, Joel's already picking off horses. He has to go a little wide here, about 6 wide, but it's okay because he saved a lot of ground in the first turn. Now they straighten up, and he takes dead aim on these horses in the middle of the stretch. Palace Mounts is up there, Oxbow's on the front rail. But Joel Rosario on Orb has calculated his move perfectly, has saved quite enough horse for a long stretch drive. What a decision-making process for him.
And if you look back from behind, Golden Soul and Revolutionary both had rail-running trips all the way around. Orb was about 6 horses wide all the way around the second turn. Much the best of those.
As we did predict, Verrazano was stalking the pace in an outward position in the clear with Johnny Velasquez. He had no answer When John asked the question, turning for home, he had no repulse when Orb came by. He was done at the top of the stretch.
And that was probably a result of being too close to a radioactive early pace. The top 4 finishers all came from well back in the pack. 4th place, Normandy Invasion. The top 5, My Luke, the 5th place finisher, also rallied from far behind. Any of the horses close to the pace. As you see, Palace Malice backing up alongside Verrazano, had absolutely no chance the way this race was run.
Golden Sense was in a position he had never been in before, having been outrun so much by Palace Malice early in the race. Kevin Krieger imploring him to run as he hit the top of the stretch, but he was finished far before this. Struggles home way back in the pack today.
Yeah, he is stopping to a walk right there. Not the way Kevin Krieger, the confident Kevin Krieger, had envisioned it. And you see he's basically just pulling up Golden Sense right here before the horses even get to the last 16th of a mile.
Joel Rosario on Orb won this Kentucky Derby by knowing how fast they were going early in the race, putting him back in the pack, saving some ground, had enough left for the finish.
And by sitting on top of a Cadillac.
And Orb, the question of whether he could handle a sloppy track, answered in resounding fashion. Orb is a Malibu Moon colt out of Lady Liberty by Unbridled, bred by the owners, Janney and Phipps. Here's your complete order of finish. Orb, Golden Soul, Revolutionary, and Normandy Invasion make up the superfecta. Then My Loot, Oxbow, so Rosie and Gary Stevens finishing right one behind the other. Then Lines of Battle will take charge. Charming Kitten, Giant Finish in the middle of the pack. Overanalyze, Palace Malice, the early pace setter. Java's War, who broke so poorly as is his custom. Verrazano, who faded as you've documented. It's My Lucky Day, who got a lot of late money and money during the middle of the day, didn't do anything at all. Then Frack Daddy, Golden Sense, Vijack, Falling Sky, were the complete order of finish. Falling Sky finishing last.
And of Todd Pletcher's celebrated quintet, he gets a 3rd place finish with Revolutionary.
There he is, the hero of the moment, Orb, piloted by Joel Rosario, resounding winners of the 139th running of the Kentucky Derby.